What would an extra $10,000 a month from LinkedIn do to your business? Well, the good news is that's entirely possible, and you don't actually need a big audience to do it. And you don't need to spend, hours and hours commenting on the platform, which is absolute madness. What you really need to do is have 30 minutes of focused activity per day doing the right things and set up yourself in the right way. But the problem is that most people are building LinkedIn the wrong way round. So they're doing a lot of activity hoping it will compound to the right result, when actually you need to do it the other way around and go, what's the result I want, and build the activity to get you there. So I'm going to show you a 3-part system to making that 10K a month on LinkedIn and having a predictable source of clients from LinkedIn. So buckle up, here we go. So number 1, you need a 5K offer. You need to have an offer that actually is easy to sell and easy to get the result. I see loads of people all the time focused on trying to sell $297 things, and it's so unproductive unless you build that mass audience. So let's dig into this a little bit more about this 5K offer. Imagine I wanted to open a health food shop. So I'm opening this health food shop on a busy high street. I'd do my research about what people buy. I'd look at competitors. I'd do all that stuff. But importantly, if I want my shop to succeed, I would sell what people want and are already actively buying. And then I'd stock the shop with the products people want. But on LinkedIn, a lot of people, particularly those who are reliant on referrals, will do the exact opposite. They'll worry so much about stocking their shop with the wrong things, they'll leave the shop empty. They'll not say anything. They'll describe what they do, hoping somebody will say, hey, can you do this? But they're not really stocking their shop with the right things. That's the power of an offer, is actually you've created a box that taps into what people want, and they can go, I can see that, I can get it, I want it. So you can't have this scenario where you have an empty shop, an empty presence, your activity is unlinked from what you're trying to sell. Customers are not going to walk into an empty shop and go, do you have X or Y? They're only going to come in if they see you have the thing that they want. So you have to decide, I'm going to sell this. So on LinkedIn, you need that defined proposition, a clear offer that solves a problem that people want to solve. Emphasis on that people want to solve. A service for a particular type of client. That's really what we're talking about, but an offer is just a package. It's put together in a way that's really easy for people to understand the value. Just to illustrate this again, that health food shop that I'm setting up, people won't wander into it for generic health foods. They'll have a look, but they're having a look for something that stands out for them. And so your job is to make sure that your offer stands out to a particular type of customer. You can't actually create multivitamins for everyone and sell it well, because people want the specific thing for their situation. So that means picking an offer and an audience, otherwise you end up appealing to nobody. Now, the trick with LinkedIn or with any social media is if you want to do it in the minimum amount of effort, you need to sell high ticket. So a lot of people will tell you, oh no, sell low ticket. Often they have large engaged audiences, and they're telling you that because they want like a clean hands-off approach, which doesn't work unless you build that audience. And there's no guarantee, even if you do build that audience, you can keep it. So selling high ticket, a 5K offer means you need 2 clients every 30 days. So you've got 30 minutes every day, 30 minutes for 30 days to get 2 customers. The odds are in your favor if you do it this way. So it makes the whole thing easier when you go, actually, I've got this box I'm going to sell, this offer I've built, and I need 2 people to buy it. What do I need to do then? So for clarity, an offer should have a defined problem, a defined outcome, an audience it is for, a process or methodology behind it so people can see how you go from problem to outcome, the logic behind how it works, evidence that it's worked for others, proof, and a price. And if you're feeling uncomfortable about pricing, maybe you feel awkward about talking about money, it's even more important that you put your price out there so that the leads you do get understand the price first, so you don't have weird conversations or mismatch of value where somebody thinks, oh, it might be only £600 and you're selling it for $5,000. So pricing actually determines your positioning. People expect a price equals value. It's not always true, but logically, that's what people do. So putting your price out there sets the standard, and you will get a whole different ball game of clients if you put your price out there and show the price, because people will go, this is a serious solution. It's not some $297 course that I'll probably never watch. Price changes the people you attract. So most people will not start with the proposition. They'll start with the question of how do I get leads, which is the wrong way round, because you have to get leads aligned to what you're going to sell, your proposition. So they start posting, they start doing all this stuff, but they've never really joined all the dots. So the proposition is the first thing you need. But actually, to take it one step further, you actually need to pre-sell people into what you're going to offer before they'll buy it. Because people don't buy because they saw something once. If you think about my health food shop example, if I was launching a new product in store, and maybe it helps solve back pain or from sitting on computers all day, I'd buy some of that. Trying to get people to buy something on the first hearing is really difficult unless they deeply already trust you. Now, on LinkedIn, if you're starting out from scratch, nobody trusts you yet. You're just some random. And so what you need to do is basically use your profile and your content to pre-sell them on you and your offer. I don't mean just promote the shit out of your offer. I mean pre-sell them. Disarm them to some of the reasons why they might not buy. Look at some of the reasons why they would. So your content and your profile should basically support your offer. So your profile should have testimonials there. It should show you solve a specific problem. It should explain the offer in your profile. There should be results in your profile, the process in your profile. Your profile is a landing page, and it should be capturing those people who are curious and giving them the education so that the more they see it, the more they trust it. So, if people have seen that your offer has got results before they ever get offered it, they are more likely to trust it. And your content should make the problem that your audience has feel more expensive, make the solution feel possible, and make your approach, your method, feel credible. That's what your content has to do. Not hard promote you, because people run a mile from hard promotions, but actually, how can you talk about the problem in a way that shows it's an important problem that can't be ignored, or makes the solution feel more possible for them, and makes your approach, your method, feel like it is the way to do it? Because if people buy into your method, guess what? They buy into you. So yes, you can post tips and tricks and personal stories, but if none of it links up to what you're selling, if it doesn't help achieve one of those three things, you're getting attention that won't convert. And a lot of people do this. They go, oh, wow, I got 4 million impressions in the last 90 days on LinkedIn, but no leads, because the attention isn't focused. The attention isn't going somewhere. It isn't building anything. It's just attention on attention on attention. And people know your name, but they don't know why they need to buy from you. So that's really, really important. Now, we've got this 5K offer. We've started pre-selling in our content and our profile. We now need to get 20 leads. 20 leads, 20 of the right leads. Now, when we built our offer, we had to define who the offer was for, because now we need to get those people. We need to get those people as leads. So I have a process I call LAPD. I can't trademark it because LAPD, Los Angeles Police Department, but it's a really simple way to remember the process. I've got to get leads, then I've got to get those leads onto an appointment, then I've got to get in that appointment, I have to propose my offer in a way that matches their needs and create a proposal. So leads, appointment, proposal, and then after I've proposed my offer, I have to follow up and close the deal. So leads, appointment, proposal, deal. It's not just about getting leads on LinkedIn. It's actually converting those leads. And a lot of people don't know how to do that. So they get ghosted, they don't get any leads, or they get leads and they don't convert. It's a process you've got to build, infrastructure you've got to build. Otherwise, you'll waste a lot of leads and you'll waste a lot of time. This doesn't have to take long. It takes long if you make it up as you go along. So there's leads, appointment, proposals, deals. And there's infrastructure you need to build around each step of that. How you get people onto calls, how you run that call and propose your offer, and then how you follow up, because follow-up is absolutely essential. I actually met somebody who said to me, "Oh, Dean, if they want it, they'll buy it." It's not true. It's not true. There are lots of people who want things, but then life gets in the way or priorities drown it out and they get sucked into the weeds. And our job is to remind them how important this problem is, because their life will get, on their business or their career or what have you, will get worse if they don't solve it. And so not following up is a disservice to them, but also dangerous for your business because you're allowing people to drift off when you know you can help them. Doesn't have to be aggressive, doesn't have to be pushy. So if we think about that process, leads, appointments, proposals, deals, the top of it is really important, getting the right leads coming in. You need around 20, if you've got the infrastructure right and built, and that's what I spend time with my clients building, you need 20 leads to get 10K a month, 20 leads a month. So all of your activity is to hook 20 people. Why do people say they need more leads than that? Because their activity is unfocused, because it's a mess, it's chaotic, it's not defined. 20 of the right people coming in will get you 10 calls in the month. Out of that, you'll propose maybe 5, because some won't be in the market right now, and you'll get 2 deals out of that. That's the process, and the infrastructure will help you build. So how do you get leads? Well, there's 5 ways. And wherever you're listening, I'm going to put a quiz in the description of the podcast because that will help you do it. So there's 5 ways to get leads. I'm going to walk you through the 5. To get your 10K a month, that you don't try and do all of them, do one and master it. And I say emphasize master it because a lot of people will have a go at something and go, oh, this is a bit difficult. And then they'll quit it and try something else. And they'll go through that cycle over and over and over again. I've done one of these for 6 years and generated 125,000 leads and $10 million worth of revenue by choosing to master it. So first one is demand creation content. These are things like lead magnets, strategic posts that drive inbound leads or capture leads. You can do this over and over and over again, and you can recycle this content. The content that works and performs, you can recycle and reuse. So this is not just your general posting. This is content that actually drives inbound leads. So it uses psychological triggers to actually create that tension in people that they need to download something, sign up for something, inbound messaging for something, demand creation content. So again, you don't need a lot of this. You don't need a lot of leads. So 1 or 2 posts per week would do it. Yeah, that's it. 1 or 2 posts. It doesn't matter about algorithms or anything like that, because this is about ultimately resonating with the right people. And LinkedIn will find the audience if you get really focused on who you're talking to. If you're vague and generic, you'll go all over the show. You might actually get more impressions, but you won't get any conversions. But if you talk to one ICP about things that are relevant to them, the algorithm will work with you and help you. Then the next one is a newsletter or an email list. So this is another option, one of the 5. Number 2, email list or newsletter. So launch a newsletter or email list, draw in your ICP. You nurture them in the email list and invite them into calls. And, that's through a Calendly link or a booking link. 1 or 2 emails per week is all you need to book the calls that you need for the leads. And the more important thing is that you build that email list for the target audience, because if you fill it with randoms, you won't get conversion. They'll unsubscribe, they'll lose interest because they're not the right people. So it has to be relevant to your ICP, and they'll sign up for it based on what they want. Number 3, relationship-led selling. So this is about strategically building relationships with your ICP across the platform. Not pitching, but building the trust, building that proximity of relationship. So you're not just some random connection. You're actually somebody they know, like, and trust. And then inviting them to a call. It doesn't have to be pushy. I'm a believer that you don't sell anything on LinkedIn. You don't pitch any service on LinkedIn. You get people onto a call and uncover if there's a need, and if there's a need, you can propose. But pitching just does not work. So it takes 15 minutes a day, 15 to 20 minutes a day, because you're not looking for hundreds of leads. You need 20. So it's just about being organized and being focused and doing the right things in the right order. And it could be as little as, starting 25 conversations a week. It's nothing. It's really straightforward. One of my favorites, hyper-targeted outreach, number 4. This is about a sniper approach to LinkedIn, a sniper approach to social selling. So Pitches don't work because people don't like to be sold to, but your ICP does want to solve problem and achieve goals. So this approach is really, really targeted. You could not copy and paste this message to different people. It is so unique. I can't even get close to it. It gets a 33% booking rate for some of my clients. I get about 22%, but 33% is insane because the more focused you go, the better. And actually, today I'm probably at a disadvantage compared to you because there's so many people offering LinkedIn that actually it's quite saturated. But if you've got a really tightly defined audience, you can do really well. So you send 5 sniper messages per day, and you'll book more meetings than you need with your ICP. And it outperforms 200 copy and paste pitches. 5 messages will beat 200 generic pitches. That's how powerful it is. And number 5, my absolute favorite, live events and webinars. This allows people to really buy into you as a person. So you do an event, you can get a chunk of leads. I get about 400 people a week. Most of my clients get about 100 per month, which is more than enough. Chunk of leads and literally deliver a webinar. Now, there's a structure to the webinar. You can't just go on there and information bomb them because you'll overwhelm them. But what you can do is teach your methodology. So you literally teach your methodology, and then if they buy into it, you can invite them to a call and follow up afterwards. 1 live webinar per month can give you all the appointments you need, all the leads you need, to get that $10,000 a month target. 1 webinar a month. It's just about focus again. It's just about focus. So that's how you can get to 10K a month in new business. You can get way higher than that. But most people say to me, if I could just get another $10,000 to $20,000 a month of new business from LinkedIn, that'd be fantastic. I've got a load of referrals, a load of other things. I just want to diversify where my revenue comes from. That's how you do it. Now, put a quiz in the description of the podcast, which will actually take you through each of these 5 and score you against each one of which one is the best fit for you. They can all be done in 30 minutes a day with tight planning and organization. And that's what you do. Very, very simple thing. So how do you get to 10K a month? Number 1, sell one thing, a 5K offer, and you're looking for 2 sales. Then you need to set up your whole profile and presence to pre-sell it, content and your profile itself. Pre-sell them. Then number 3, you need a pipeline approach. So leads, appointments, proposals, deals. That's infrastructure. Once you've got that in, then it's which pathway are you going to use to get leads? Is it demand creation content? Is it a lead newsletter or email list? Is it relationship-led selling? Is it hyper-targeted outreach? Or is it live events and webinars? And you just run that over and over and over again. And that's how you'll get to 10K a month on LinkedIn in 30 minutes a day.